Hey everybody, John P.O. here, and today I wanted to show you something a little nostalgic going back. Back to 1981, I dug this up. Everybody used to play D&D, I know I still do, but back in 81, this was an electronic version put out by Mattel Electronics, and it was a small handheld maze game. You had to go slay a dragon. It was very cool. Part of Mattel's Action Arcade series, as you can see that there. And this is the original box. It's quite beat up. And this is what the back looks like. And they claim there's 100 secret rooms. Find the magic arrow, slay the dragon, sophisticated LCD graphics. Wow, they are sophisticated, I'll tell you. Exciting action sounds, thrilling obstacles, a dragon, bats, and bottomless pits. Very cool. So, let's take a look at this thing. First, we've got a nice, dingy, fold-out instruction manual. Let's take a look at this sucker. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? They used to include these back in the day. Now there's the actual grid. It was a 10 by 10 grid that you would have to go around searching for the dragon, searching for the arrow to kill the dragon, avoiding bats and avoiding pits. And if you're old enough and know what a Wumpus is, this is very similar to Hunt the Wumpus, which was a DOS game that was put on mainframes back in the 70s. So it's kind of like that. You could look that up. Okay, so that's what the screen pretty much looks like on the LCD part. And here's the actual machine. Let's see if it clears up. And as you can see, it's an LCD game. This is on the, I guess they would call this the attract mode. And it just shows you, it actually conserves battery, and they mentioned in the instructions to put it on this mode by pushing that little black button with a pencil to save battery. But if you ask me, this uses a lot of battery, because if you die, it pretty much freezes on the last thing you see. So I would imagine that would use less than all this stuff. But there you have it. You've got a move button, you've got a cursor to change your direction, and of course the attack button. So let's take a look and see how this thing actually plays and sounds. Now the game has 3 levels, and you change levels by pushing this button. Level 1 starts you off with a grappling hook, and what you're looking at is your position at A0, or A0 I should say, and then you can move your cursor around and pick the direction you want to move. And I happen to pick a pit. Using your grappling hook, you pull yourself out, and you'll see your new position now. You'll notice that flashing pit there. That tells you that there is a pit somewhere in the vicinity adjacent to you. You just don't know where. And you make a move and hope that that's not the pit. As you can see, I'm moving and not falling. So there's a pit around somewhere, and I gotta make sure I don't fall in. And I did. Okay, so once you use your grappling hook, if you don't have another grappling hook and you fall into a pit, it's game over. So you have to restart it. Okay. Again, it starts you with a grappling hook, and there's a flashing arrow, which means there is an arrow in the adjacent vicinity. I didn't see it, so I'm going to go back one to my starting point, try a different direction. Okay, so now I have the arrow, and I have a grappling hook. All I need now is to find the dragon. Okay, so now I got to be careful here. There's no way to tell where the pit actually is, except it's adjacent to you, and if you don't fall into it, either make a mental note or jot down on a piece of 10 by 10 graph paper where you were. You could map this out. I'm being lucky here that I'm not falling into a pit. So you keep walking around until you see the dragon symbol, which means he's adjacent. You don't know where he is exactly. And you point your cursor to the direction that you want to shoot your arrow, and hopefully you nail the dragon. If you don't, Then the arrow gets somewhere placed in the map again. Oh, look at that, I fell. And you have to find the arrow again. So now I have no more grappling hooks. I could find another one by just going around. And I have an arrow still. Alright, that was it. No grappling hooks stuck in the pit. So we'll start it again. Okay, there is a bat in the vicinity. The bat picks you up if you... Yep, and he will drop you somewhere in the maze. And I fell into a pit. That always reminds me of Adventure. The classic Atari 2600 game where the bat picks up character... well, it doesn't pick you up unless you're in the belly of a dragon. Or it picks up items and disperses it. Alright, so there's an arrow in the vicinity. Got the arrow. I don't have a grappling hook. Looking for the dragon. There's a pit somewhere around here. I am looking out here. Alright, dragon is in the vicinity somewhere. Don't know where. So I'm going to take a potluck shot. Fire the arrow. Poof. He wasn't there. So dragon gets relocated. Arrow gets relocated. I'm back on the hunt. That's a pity. Now when you play level 2, you are not given the grappling hook to start with. So you are without an arrow, without a grappling hook, and you have to find it. And playing level 3 doesn't have a grappling hook at all in the game. Ah, game over.